Hey everybody, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we are looking at a toy from the Star Wars Micro Machine Action Fleet Collection. This is Jabba the Hutt. So let's go take a closer look at him. Come on. Alright guys, here we are today with a toy from the Star Wars Micro Machines Action Fleet Collection. This is Jabba the Hutt. And for those of you who aren't totally familiar with the Micro Machines toy line, it's a toy line that makes very small toys. And so there's two main versions of Micro Machines. You have your what's a standard Micro Machine, which is a very small, about anywhere from 1 to 1.5 inch versions of the ships and things like that. And then you have what's called the Action Fleet Collection, which is what you're looking at here. This is a Jabba the Hutt Action Fleet, and they're a little bit bigger. They're anywhere from 3 to 4, sometimes even 6 inches, depending on the ship or vehicle, whatever we're talking about. And they came out in the mid-90s, and they're just a lot smaller. So to help you understand the context of the size of this guy, I have a 3 3/4 inch stormtrooper here, first order stormtrooper, and there you can see I'm just because sometimes I know it's hard to tell on camera the size of something, but there so you can get a comparison of what he looks like next to a normal 3 3/4 inch figure, so you can kind of see how small this guy is. And so let's go ahead and take a closer look at him here. I'll go ahead and pick him up and bring him closer to the camera. And you guys can see, of course, it is Jabba the Hutt on his little slab with his bowl of frogs. And if you guys remember Return of the Jedi, he had a little bowl of frogs next to him that he would snack on. And you can see it here on the little rail next to him. And the rail kind of curves around to the back of his body like this. And you can see Salacious B. Crumb is sitting on his tail like in the movie. And another thing about this little stand is it actually has wheels on the bottom. And so you can actually see the production date on the back of this thing. It's 1996 Lucasfilm Limited, Star Wars Action Fleet. So as you can see, again, there's wheels on the bottom of this thing. So if you remember in the movie that his little slab would slide forward after they opened the trap door to cover it back up. So that's why you have the wheels on here. Because you can see they only go one direction. It doesn't really go in that direction. And so as you look at it, yes, Jabba does come off of here. And you just pull him right off. And if you look inside here, you can see there's an outline for him. And there's a little, what looks like a blanket or something he's sitting on. And once again, you can see the frog bowl, and there is actually some little frogs in there, and they do not come out. They're glued in there. But one thing that it does do is the bowl is actually removable, and it's just a little plastic cup. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on this thing with a couple little frogs in there. And that's all it is. That's all the slab really does. It's just Jabba or Jabba's little concrete slab with a little handrail and the bowl of frogs. But let's look at Jabba a little bit closer. And here he is, and he feels rubbery. So you can see he has a little bit of flex and bend into him, and there's no moving parts on him. The little pet he has, Salacious B, he's a little bit firmer. He feels like hard plastic. But the rest of Jabba, he feels like a rubber ball. He's squishy, but firm. And here's what the bottom looks like. It's just a flat, dirty surface. I should clean them before I make a video, huh? But here's what Jabba looks like. Okay. And so, when you buy the Jabba the Hutt Action Fleet toy, here, you get more than just Jabba. So when you would buy these packs, they would come with anywhere from 2 to 5 or 6 other little characters in them. And so Jabba came with 5 other little characters. And so the first one here is Slave Leia. And these figures have movement as well. So because she's in the sitting position, the only thing that moves is her arms. Her legs are stuck in this position because she is sitting down, of course. And so what you have to understand is the arms are one piece. So when you move one arm, you're moving both of them. And this is a very tiny figure. It's probably a little less than an inch tall, or probably more like 3/4 of an inch tall. But you can see for the size of the figure, they got a good amount of detail in here. I think they did a really good job with it. So what you're supposed to do with her is you sit her right over here at the base of Jabba, just like she was in the movie. So that's what you would do with her. Okay. And then there's 4 other characters. So there's another... Oh, excuse me. There's another Leia figure. This is Leia in her bounty hunter disguise, the Bausch costume. And same thing. The arms do move, but the arms are one solid piece. So when you move both, or one arm, you're going to move both. And she does have leg movement as well. You can put her in the seated position. But it's the same thing as the arms. The legs are one solid piece. So when you move one, you're going to move them both. But there she is, Leia in her bounty hunter disguise, and she has the thermal detonator in her other hand. Okay, so let's see if she'll stand there. Okay, and then also, let's see if we can... I'm trying to get Leia to stand on her own here. There we go. Okay, so the next figure we have, and this comes in the same package, is Lando Calrissian in skiff guard disguise. And the same thing, he does have arm movement. And as you can see, when you move one, you're moving them both. And same thing with the legs. They're one piece, so you got to move both legs at the same time. But this guy also comes in the package with Jabba. Let's see if we can get him to stand here. All right, good deal. And so the other character you get here is this little tiny alien that was in Jabba's court. And he does have movement as well. Same thing. Arms move together and the legs move together as well. Okay. Can you stand on your own? All right. Okay, and then now in my package, finally, I got Cy Snoodles from Cy Snoodles and the Max Rebo Band. And if you remember, she is the singer in the band in Jabba's palace. And you can see she's holding a microphone stand and everything. And that does move a little bit more. There's a little flexibility to these accessories the characters are holding. They don't come out of their hands at all, anything like that. But just so they don't break off all the time, they do have a little bit of flexibility to them. And same thing, she has movement as well. Arms are linked together, so move one arm, you're going to move them both. And she's a little bit stiff, but yes, her feet do move as well. And the same thing, one solid piece. Now, one thing you'll find, now this is an older toy, and you can still find them in the box online on sites like eBay and Amazon. And doing a little bit of research to make this video, I was looking up this toy online because I unboxed mine back in the 90s. And there are different versions of these toys you can get. Now, for example, there's another version out there you can buy that comes with an additional figure. It comes with one of the skiff guards from Jabba's palace. But the set I have, this is the 5 little figures you get. You get the Slave Leia, Leia in bounty hunter disguise, Lando, the little green alien, and I apologize, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and Sice Noodles from the band in Jabba's palace. And these are the ones, the 5 that came in my pack. And like I said, I saw another one online that was almost the exact same set, except you got an additional figure, which was the Weequay skiff guard, excuse me. But there they are, or there he is, everybody, from the Star Wars Micro Machines Action Fleet Collection. This is Jabba the Hutt and members of his court. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Bye.